Hi guys, welcome to the Freelancer of the Week. And today I'll be talking to a tough love coach, the very first Asian to be the ambassador of ManyChat, the $1 million Filipino freelancer himself, Niel Reichl.
Hi, Rene. I'm Niel Reichl. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm the host of the $1 Million Filipino Freelancer na podcast. Tagapalo ng mga pabebe, taga-sipa ng mga purita. Okay? Para sa akin, I think Filipinos, especially yung mga Filipino freelancers who are already making it, I think they should be given the chance talaga to become $1 Million Filipino freelancers. And show them opportunities that people aren't going to the Philippines just because they're the cheaper option, but because they're the world-class option. Yeah.
Wow. Ganda na.
Thank you.
$1 million. Regarding your freelancing career, ano yung mga greatest achievement mo na you are proud of?
I think the biggest win talaga was when I got invited to speak sa Austin, Texas for a conversations conference. So the first Filipino to become the brand ambassador for ManyChat. Actually, the first Asian. So it was a big honor. And then was invited again the following year to speak again at the same conference in the US again for ManyChat. So yun. And then, parang kailan lang I was speaking to conglomerates nga in the Philippines, talking about conversations, chatbots in particular, pero more of conversations talaga and how it connects with e-commerce. So people in the audience were Unilab, Robinsons, SM, Marie France, Facial Care, yeah, and who are now clients already of ours.
What about naman yung mga challenges and yung mga struggles mo before that?
Madami. I mean, kung struggles at struggles lang, as in, hanggang ngayon meron pa rin. Pero siguro what would be most memorable was the first time that I was submitted a proposal for 3,000 USD, 3,000, 5,000 USD. And I was thinking that the guy, well, I won't say the name anymore, but the first thing is the guy is Asian. Second is the guy is first, first generation immigrant sa US. So, and then when I submitted the proposal to him, it was a strategy document. And he was like, he almost fell off his feet. So, fell off his chair, fell off his feet. As in, like, everything.
Yeah.
Kasi he was like, I wasn't expecting someone like a Filipino, someone from Asia, to charge me this much. I'd rather work with someone who's based in the US. And sabi ko, parang, PI ka. Ganun yung gusto ko sabihin sa kanya. Kapwa Asyano tayo. I mean, hindi ko siya Pinoy, pero ano ba siya ang lahi niya? Thai ba siya? Tapos, first generation immigrant. Dapat ikaw user sa unang nakakaintindi. And I really took it badly. Sabi ko talaga, sakit talaga. Parang nakaka-insulto.
Yeah.
Pero later on, I realized that what he's coming from is not from the point of view of race, but coming from the point of view of profits. So I didn't do a good job of speaking in the language of profits. I just spoke in the language of a commodity. Who could do the copywriting? Who could do the chatbots, the emails? And yun, it was my bad. Although, syempre, it took some time. Siguro, 5 years ago yun. 2017 yan eh. Talagang hanggang ngayon, hindi ko siya makalimutan eh. Pero ayun, at least na-realize ko. Pero siguro he didn't know a better way to say it lang. And I didn't do a better job at telling him the results that I can deliver.
About naman sa, of course, sa mga freelancers, kailangan natin ng mga healthy habits, no? Whether sa health or sa work-related habits. So, ano naman yung pinaka-important habits na na-form mo that help you and will help others if they do it?
Freelancing kasi for most people is treated as sideline racket. It's treated as, sige lang kung kailan ko maisingit. Diba? Hindi siya tinitingnan as a negosyo, as a business. So one thing that I did differently was whenever I would step into the office, hindi ako pwedeng hindi nakaligo. hindi pwedeng hindi ako nagbihis. In fact, nakasapatos pa nga ako when I go to my office.
Wow.
Hindi pwedeng mukhang basura yung opisina ko, even if it would be a small corner. Ay, hindi pwedeng ganon. Kasi sabi ko, if I wanted to be treated na equally, or if I wanted to be treated na we premium worth $1,000, $2,000, 200, 300, 400, 500,000 pesos, even to the millions, diba? Is kailangan I walk the part. And I don't think anyone has appeared in a meeting. Let's say go to 6750, halimbawa nag-meeting kayo doon, kahit sa Starbucks lang doon, sa Ayala. Tapos nakapajama ka, nakapantulog ka, o kaya amoy laway ka pa. Diba? Wala yata ako nakakita ng ganun. Kahit si Sobel yata, wala namang kumarap na ganun. So especially if you're not yet world-class in what you're doing, appear naman at least decent naman. So that's one thing that you can actually control. Yun. So I don't think it's a habit, it's more of a belief in the appearance. Yeah.
Yeah, it also affects your performance pag nakabihis ka, di ba? Parang ganun.
Oo, parang iba yung dating mo sa sarili, iba yung, alam mo yung kumpiyansa mo sa sarili mo, especially when you start talking. Especially kung nag-uumpisa ka pa lang doon sa skill mo. Di ba? Kumbaga, medyo langaw ka pa nga sa skill mo. Nothing wrong, we all start naman from somewhere. Pero nilalangaw pa itsura mo, ay nako, hindi, langaw na langaw ka talaga.
For the benefit naman of yung mga mag-i-start pa lang ng freelancing, if you are to start freelancing again, yun, how we do it again?
Approach it as a business. Pag sinabing approach it as a business, parang laging, hindi ko maintindihan. Di ba yun? Napaka-vague naman ibig sabihin. Think of it na parang bumili ka ng franchise. Di ba? Pag bumili ka ng franchise, di ba? Let's say, bumili ka ng milk tea franchise. Pag nagtayo ka ng milk tea franchise, hindi naman ikaw ang nagtitimpla, hindi ikaw yung kukulo ng sago, hindi ikaw yung kumukuha ng order. Diba? Yes, you can start a business. Yes, you can drive customers. But it's not you who's going to keep on fulfilling it. At first, yes, you can start with the fulfillment, but later on, delegate the fulfillment. Unless you are saying you are the world-class at it, diba? Paano mo ko sasabihin na world-class? Mala Da Vinci ka in terms of yung skill mo, na tipong 1, 2, 3 lang kayo sa buong mundo na nakakagawa nun. Then sige, fine. Diba? That's why there's always that burnout, the part of feeling na, ayoko na, nakakapagod na. Kasi, yun mo, ikaw na naghanap ng customer.
Yeah.
Ikaw yung mag-close dun sa customer. Ikaw mag-fulfill. Tapos ikaw din ang sa support. Diba? Wala yata ang McDonald's na nakita na yung may-ari, siya din yung nagkuha ng order mo, siya yung nagprito ng patty, nag-assemble ng burger, sinerve sa'yo, diba? Nagsukli sa'yo. Tapos siya yung sasagot ng telepono kapag may problema doon sa burger na binili. Sa una, okay lang naman that you do the fulfillment. Sa una, okay lang yun. Pero, yun nga, later on, dapat ang thinking talaga is later on, I'm going to hire someone to do this. And I've been a victim of this as well. Kumbaga, recently lang na I started to realize I could get a coach to coach my students. Diba? Mali-leverage mo siya. Even if, let's say, that coach is expensive, kung titingnan. But if it frees you up time, the real currency naman talaga is time.
Yes.
The real currency talaga is time.
And speaking of time, let's go back in time. Sino ba si Coach Niel nung kanyang younger years? And yung mga upbringing mo and how it affected you now?
As a kid, paano ba? Entrepreneurial siguro, I would think.
Yeah.
Pero entrepreneurial because of the need for survival. Yun siya.
Okay.
It wasn't because there was a grand vision. There was a belief, yes, that I would be better than this. Pero there wasn't a grand vision that I'd be the best at something, diba? More of survival talaga. So, ano ba? Nagbenta ng sandwich, nagpataya ng ending. The usual na kung ano-ano mga pinagpapagawa. Diba? Siguro the last thing that people would say about me is mahiyain. Parang, I don't think people would say na mahiyain ako. Pero I'm the biggest, siguro one of the biggest insecure people, especially before when starting out. Parang, paano ba to? Diba? So, if I were, diba? If someone were to ask me, about me, Tapos sabihin, Nasinin, puro kalokohan lang yan. Puro joke. Pero that was my way of coping.
Okay.
Tapos, from there talaga, I think the only time that I started to dream bigger was when I met my wife now. Nung una talaga, sorry sa mga ex ko, pero walang katuturan buhay ko noon. As in, wala. Survival lang talaga.
Okay.
And then when I met my wife, her name's Alpha.
Yeah. Wow,
Siyempre,
nice
ayaw
name.
niya na minimension ko siya, di ba? Pero, sabi ko nga sa kanya, nagkaroon ng direksyon yung buhay ko. Yun, nagkaroon ako ng pangarap, nagkaroon ako ng ambisyon. Pero before that, wala. Ang tanging motivation lang was survival lang talaga.
Yeah.
Yun, siguro, masabi lang na, uy, naka-Birkenstock ako. Uy, naka-7210 akong cellphone. Ganun lang, the usual
Yes.
the usual mediocre dreams, diba? I mean, nothing wrong about dreaming like that, pero I didn't realize potential or the possibilities until I met my wife, si Alpha.
Every great man is a woman behind, diba?
Oh, there's always a woman behind the great man, diba?
Yeah.
A greater woman. Oh.
Okay. How did you end up doing freelancing, online freelancing? Yeah. After that, mga adventures mo
If
sa buhay.
people Google me, kala mo naman Googleable no? Kala mo, sino nakikita yung life story ko. So, all this time, I was starting different kinds of businesses. Pero, pero nasa corporate ako, medrep ako. I used to work for GlaxoSmithKline, for J&J, yan, those companies. And then other local pharmaceuticals. And then I was starting to get my momentum na in the corporate world. Sabi ko, mukhang pang-corporate ako. So I was eyeing for being a boss na. So for promotion. And then 2015, 5 years already getting married. Na married kami, wife ko. What happened was, we were already pregnant with our first daughter. We lost that daughter. Her name is Sandy, while giving birth to her. And 3 weeks before that pa, nasibak pa ako sa trabaho. Kasi, kasi daw yung company na pinaggalingan ko was complaining that I went to that I was, not following the non-compete clause, non-compete agreement, parang ganon. So the company who hired me, where I was already doing better, had no choice but to terminate me. And then ayun nga, so nasibak, nawala ng anak. So parang, ano ba yan talaga? Ganon talaga. Yun ng So, my wife, 2011, already bought me a laptop, MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
Hindi ko alam kung bakit niya sinusuportahan. Pero parang 2009 pa, nakikinig ko, 2010, nakikinig pa na ako ng mga podcasts. So Smart Passive Income, sina Pat Flynn, sina Michael O'Neill, as in lahat yan. Kasi I would always consume them. So, sabi ng wife ko, total, lagi ka namang naggaganyan, yung online thing, bili kita ng laptop, try mo. And then I hired a coach to teach me how to build websites so I can start fulfilling and create websites for other people. Oh my gosh, that was a disaster. So, I can see her face right now. Sabi niya, ano ba pinagbabayad mo? And then I enrolled in an online course, Podcaster's Paradise, so I could create my own podcast. That was a fail as well. Pero yun nga, noong 2015, sabi ko, kasi what we were in was, sabi ko, I had to support my wife kasi emotionally, it was a disaster. Yeah. But the truth is, I really needed my wife kasi I was in a bigger disaster kasi akala ko kaya ko, akala ko ako yung matapang, siya pala yung mas matapang. So, thinking of going back to get a job was not in the options. It was, siguro, pero sabi ng wife ko, bakit hindi ka tinda tong ice candy, gawa tayo ng ice candy, dali natin sa schools. And while we were doing that, in the afternoon naman, I discovered Upwork, I discovered, online jobs. And started getting good at it. Na parang content writing, copywriting. I was making siguro 50,000 pesos on a good month. On a bad month, I would make 25,000 pesos. parang
Okay pa rin,
okay
no?
to Plus yung ice candy pa, which was booming already, which later on became chocolate drink. Nag-supply
Wow.
pa kami sa mga public schools sa Muntinlupa. Sabi ko, entrepreneurship. So I never saw freelancing as freelancing na parang racket. I always saw
Yeah.
freelancing as a business. Yun yung, I think that was one of the right ways. Pero I would
Yeah.
sometimes fall into the mindset na, hindi siya business, racket. Sige, ayoko muna mag-connect. Ayoko muna maghanap sa online jobs o sa Upwork.
Yeah.
Ayoko munang mag-post sa loob ng mga groups kung nandun yung mga ideal clients ko.
Yeah.
May mga times na tinatamad. So, yun. So, ayun, yung story. So, paano ako napasok freelancing? And then, later on, I discovered chatbots, 2017.
Yeah, chatbots.
So, I combined copywriting and chatbots. And that when it all went dire-diretso na. That's where I got invited na to speak sa US twice.
Yung how did you end up being invited there? Paano yun? Paano?
Ano siya? So, 2017, si Andrew Warner opened Bot Academy. Si Bot Academy was the first chatbot school. So, sabi ko, I had to level up my copywriting game kasi there were so many copywriters already. So, nagiging commodity na siya. So, sabi ko, if I combine this, I'd be different, I'd stand out. However, ang Bot Academy noon was priced at 5,200, 5,800. So, hindi medyo,
Dollars?
mahal talaga siya. Oo, 5,800.
Wow.
Kakatapos ko lang yun I just bought a $2,000 course noon, Podcaster's Paradise. I bought six-figure Upworker. Secrets of six-figure Upworker ni Danny Margulies, which is another $2,000 ng time na yun. And then, sabi ko, these were courses, why not get a coach? So, hinintay ko, graduate yung unang batch ni Andrew Warner. Isa sa mga nag-stand out doon, si Mary Catherine Johnson. And I told her, I'd like you to be my coach. I'll hire you to be my coach. I invested in her. And then at first, I said, I'd like to work for you for free. Teach me lang. And then sabi niya, no, I don't want you to be working for free. Not for me, for anyone else. Okay. I will hire you when there is a time for me to hire you. Sabi ko, ay ganun? Sablay? Hindi niya tinanggap yung offer ko. Sabi ko, hindi, I'll hire you. Siguro nagulat siya. Diba? And hinayro nga siya. And then from there, what this coach did was she started introducing me to people in her network. She started to hold my hand in front of groups. And then sabi niya, as long as you stay relevant, you stay consistent, start teaching as well, that will be the fast track for you in order to become the authority, especially in the Philippines. And then sabi ko, sige. And then sabi ko, teka, chatbots, medyo mahina pa siya sa Pilipinas. Sabi ko, sundin ko yung advice ni Mary Catherine Johnson, started doing workshops, and then pitched it to ManyChat. Sabi ko, well, meron na ba kayong ManyChat Ambassador? Sabi nila, wala pa. Ano ba yun? Sabi ko, well, I'll be parang an evangelist for you guys.
Yeah.
And then sabi nila Mike Yan, yung CEO, sabi niya, sige, let's do one. So they did the first workshop dito sa Asia, which is in the Philippines, 2018. Yun. Tapos after nun, when we did the first workshop, sabi ko, alam nyo guys, madami kayong tinulong sa akin in terms of my career. Alam ko, gagawin nyo yung conversations conference. Would you be interested if I speak at your event? And I had no experience at all speaking. I just pitched the idea. Sabi niya, we'd love to. Sabi ko, may problema lang. Sabi ko, Mike, sabi niya, what is it? I don't have a visa.
Yun lang.
Sabi niya, no problem. We'll create an invitation letter. Sabi ko, oh, there's one more catch. I don't leave the country without my family. So we had a daughter na, si Maddie. She was 2 back then.
Wow.
Tapos, kasama din syempre yung wife ko, daughter ko, and even mother-in-law ko. Sabi niya, no problem, we'll include them in the names. At na-approve naman kami, multiple entry. Okay, ang sad part lang dito was that the visas came when a week or 2 days before the event. For me alone. So, hindi na pwede. So, sabi ko, virtual na lang. Pero, ang mahalaga, we still got the visas.
Yeah.
My name is there. Diba? I was speaking alongside sino ba yung founder ng Fubu. I was speaking alongside Ryan Dice. Yung mga tipong ganon.
Yeah.
And, ayun, so parang roster of speakers, sabi ko, uy, okay to, di ba? So that's where the first invitation came, which I pitched myself. And then the second one was, they said, would you like to speak again? So naging legit na, hindi na ako yung nag-pitch. Sila nang nag-pitch. So yun. So that's how I ended up becoming a speaker sa Conversations Conference.
Wow, great great experience din siguro.
I think siguro the learning there, syempre, ang daldal ko, di ba, is that we always say that there is a lack of opportunities. I think opportunities are never parang lacking.
Yeah.
It's really about you making the opportunities. So that pitch para sa akin was, uy, wala pa kayong presence sa Pilipinas. Would you like to have more presence? And they said, yes, we'd love to. Diba? And then tinuloy pa. Parang that was ano ba taga? Yung tripwire. This upsell siguro was, uy, gusto nyo, I share my story of how ManyChat changed my life. Conversations Conference. And then, sabi niya, we'd love to. Eto may problema, wala akong visa. And then he said, sige, kami nang bahala. So yun.
Yeah.
So it's really about making opportunities for yourself.
Let's talk about now yung $1 million mo. Kasi napaka-intriguing na yung title.
Oo.
And
sige.
you have been a lover of podcast. No? So how did the $1 Million podcast started?
The podcast, may history siya. Ang history nito, I started 2 podcasts before I even started freelancing digital marketing.
Okay.
Both of them failed. Kasi failed miserably. So nung itong 2022 nga, the idea of starting a podcast was always there. There was the interest. Pero there's the hesitation as well. Baka naman walang audience. Baka Pilipino, mga kababae would not really be interested in listening to the podcast. But sabi ko, so si Myla Villanueva, yan, of Content Multiplied, she, out of the blue, pitched the idea, sabi niya, Coach Neil, gusto mo mag-podcast? Sabi ko, gusto ko. Sabi niya, ganito yung gagawin, ganito, ganyan. Sabi ko, ayoko na yung matrabaho, ayoko na madugo.
Yeah.
Kasi we're already getting momentum from the coaching team. So yung coaching namin, the name is Authority Circle, yung program.
Yeah.
And Authority Circle, the goal of Authority Circle is to look for yung magagaling ng freelancers and then turn them into $1 Million Filipino Freelancers.
Yeah.
Na buksan yung thinking nila na it's not all about client work. There are so many other opportunities that are present if you are already an experienced freelancer. And by the way, the program's 2 million pesos. So we don't accept anyone na parang, hindi ako, magaling ako. Sige nga, latag mo pera mo, tingnan natin kung magaling ka talaga. And it might sound like an asshole. Sorry if I'm saying those words. Pero the point is this. Anyone can claim that you're good.
Yeah.
Diba? But only a few can speak through their wallets as proof that they are good.
Yeah.
Diba? So yun. So we created the podcast. The podcast was named, of course, $1 Million Filipino Freelancer kasi that was the point of the program na Authority Circle. We wanted to showcase world-class Filipino freelancers. We wanted them also to have an audience. And most importantly is for the listeners to realize that you should not be limiting yourself to what you think is possible. I think the biggest agenda or issue ng mga freelancers is nakakahon tayo within our communities. Diba? Na akala natin, well, big respect, mad respect to Sir JTL when he said yung 6-figure na freelancer and then 7-figure freelancer, diba? And then people started to parang it's a 5-minute mile or 1-minute mile ba? I forgot, diba? It took one person to break the myth and then everyone started seeing the possibility, diba? So the $1 Million Filipino Freelancer, if you are a freelancer who's been getting a lot of clients, if you have more than 20 clients already in your career,
Wow.
You don't know what the possibilities are in terms of the network that you have, in terms of the capabilities that you have. Para kang ultimate connector. So when I showed them of what's possible, then we started talking about it in detail through the podcast. And it was all no BS. Hindi siya parang, hindi, mindset lang yan. Para sa akin,
Yeah.
pigilan mo ako. Hindi pwedeng mindset lang. Hindi rin naman pwedeng puro na-overwhelm ako. I mean, there are people who are, let's say, clinically depressed talaga, pero marami sa atin, inarte lang talaga. As in, puro inarte lang talaga. Tamad, inarte, and they find comfort in blaming everybody else except themselves. Yun siya. So, the point of the podcast is mamalo ng mga pabebe, di ba?
Yeah.
Para mabawasan yung mga purita. Diba? My wife and I have this funny joke. Sabi niya, siya muna. Hindi, siya yun. Sabi niya, pag siya daw naging presidente, ang unang-una daw niyang gagawin is gagawa siya ng malaking, anong tawag doon? Yung nagsusunog ka. Yung pag nagkakamping kayo.
Bonfire,
di ba? Puro taong tamad ilalagay niya doon. Araw-araw, kumulekta siya ng mga taong tamad lalagay niya doon. Wala siyang, sabi niya, I don't care if you're old, let's say yung 50s ka na, tipong ganon.
Yeah.
Tapos sasabihin mo, wala na akong makukuha ang trabaho. Now is the best time to live because of all the opportunities that are out there and the opportunities that you can make. Diba? There is no excuse for you para I'm sorry to say this, pero wala kang dahilan para maging mahirap sa panahon ngayon.
Yeah.
Yes, you can be born poor. I was born poor.
Yeah.
Diba? Pero it's your fault staying poor and complaining about it. If you have no problems about being poor and if you're proud about it and you love it, be my friend. Welcome ka, diba? Pero if you're constantly complaining about being poor, ay nako, huwag mo sanang ma-meet yung asawa ko pag naging presidente siya. Kasi ilalagay ka niya talaga doon. Silab ka talaga.
Yeah.
Ayun.
Okay.
So yun yung element ng podcast na yun. Mangalo ng mga pabebe.
Yeah. Most people need to listen to that podcast. Yeah.
Kaya nga, di ba, ang tawag namin sa kanila, hi bashers. Hi bashers.
Hi bashers nga.
Oo, yun.
Alright. Sa future naman, anong pinaka main goal mo or mission mo or na you want to achieve sa personal mo and sa business mo ngayon? Ano yung mga goals mo na you want to achieve na?
The goal is talaga to help at least 100 people, world-class Filipino freelancers, to become $1 million Filipino freelancers. And there's a selfish goal. There's a business goal about it. If I help them make 50 million pesos, 56 million pesos, kung ano man ang exchange rate by time, we split it 50-50. So not a bad deal, di ba? So I guide them, I introduce them to the people, with network, ganon. So, and the more people that we get to produce at this stage, the more people will see the possibilities.
Yeah.
Imagine if you are aiming for $1 million a year and you fall short ng kalahati and you only make $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
That is still a nice sum of money that can help you in so many ways.
Yeah.
Okay, and the point is not to kill yourself to death with work, but to actually enjoy what you do and get paid well for it. Yun talaga siya.
How about yung personal goal mo? As your family?
Personal?
Yeah.
Right now, I don't know kung ano. So I bought the Porsche, di ba? I bought myself a Porsche. It's been a dream car for so long.
Yeah.
A 997. And every time I get to drive it, before I used to drive, what was I driving? A Mirage. An Altis, yun naman din na-drive ko.
Yeah.
Pero I would always feel that it's a real Porsche. And now that I have the real Porsche, so parang ang sarap lang talaga. Napapangiti ka talaga every time. You don't really mind na every 3 days, papagasolina ka full tank kasi ang sarap naman niyang i-drive. Pero siguro later on, is ganito, parang like right now, this interview that we're doing, I got to spend time with the wife and the kid. Yung anak ko, si Maddie, na yung ginagawa yung program sa school. Na, liberating siya. So, ano bang main goal? Ano bang bigger goals pa? I don't have a clue at all in terms of bigger goals. The only bigger goals that I really have is 100 Million Dollar Filipino Freelancers. Pero if you would be saying 10 years from now, I'd say na I'd like Filipinos in general to welcome selling as serving. I don't want Filipinos start saying in the GC, "Huy, alam mo ba, Rene, binibentahan ako ni Niel," and then whine about it. I feel so pissed about it. The only reason why ka nagko-complain na, "Uy, binibentahan ka," is because you could not afford kung ano man ang binibenta sa'yo. Palusot mo lang yon na inalok ka, tapos, and then hindi man lang ako kinumusta, ganyan. Regardless kung ano man ang sinabi niya at inalok ka pa rin, mangangawa ka pa rin. Kasi bakit? Wala kang pera. Yun siya.
Yes.
So, I want people to see na, uy, galing inalok ako. Siguro nakita niya talaga may potential ako to buy. And, aside from selling, is learning how to say no.
Yeah.
And not feel na parang, hindi ako just say no. Hindi ko ma-afford. And there's no harm in it, di ba? Or, it's not in my priorities right now. Hindi yung, sige, titingnan ko. Sige, pag-uusapan namin. Just say no. Di ba?
Yeah, yes.
Yun.
Yan. Magandang culture yan na straight to the point.
Oo. May mga times naman talaga na kailangan maging subtle ka pa rin naman. Pero, ang masaklap kasi sa atin is that masyado tayong nagiging sensitive.
Yeah.
Diba? Pag inalok tayo, parang ganito, nung naglalakad ka ba sa mall at may nag-abot sa'yo ng flyer, minura-mura mo ba yung tao at sinabi mo, bayan, di mo man lang ako kinumusta, ganyan. Diba?
Yeah.
So if a friend walks up to you or suddenly messages you and say na, uy, meron ka bang racket dyan? Diba? Before I was part of the population who would say, bayan, di man lang nangumusta, ganyan.
Yeah.
Pero I started to realize, kaya naman pala ako ganon. I was just trying to put my bitchness on him, throw my issues at him. Ang issue is, wala kasi yung pera, yun talagang issue. Okay?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so yun nga, admire the hustle. If someone makes an offer to you, admire the hustle of the person. If nakita mo na medyo sablay at talagang hindi mo naman interest yung give tips, di ba? Give suggestion. Pero the last thing that you should be doing is rant that person on Facebook kasi hindi mo alam kung ano pumapasok sa utak ng taong yun. The courage that he had to take, he send you a message, di ba? Admire the hustle. Especially kung ikaw mismo wala kang ginagawa, the last thing that you should be doing is throw trash on him.
Parting words mo para sa ating mga viewers. Viewers natin siguro mga karamihan dito
Freelancers.
Mga freelancers, mga beginners, and syempre meron na siguro dito mga seasoned freelancers na. So ano yung mga parting words of wisdom mo na pwede mo ma-share yan?
Okay. So whether starting freelancer ka pala, okay, or sabihin na lang, starting freelancer and you're thinking of quitting work, the last thing that you should be doing is quit work.
Yeah.
Iba ang takbo ng utak mo pag wala kang pagkukuhanan ng pera. Everyone that you see, ang tingin mo, pera, trying to, na hindi mo iniisip, teka, ako ba yung dapat na tao makakatulong sa kanya? Ipipilit natin, para siyang ganito. So we decide to become a nurse. Okay, so we decide to become a nurse, let's say. And then someone walks up to you and said, uy, pre, kailangan ko ng magpapalit ng ilaw namin. And bigla ka naging electrician.
Yeah.
Tapos mamaya-maya, may lumapit sa'yo, pre, yung asawa ko buntis, bigla kang naging OB. Diba? Bakit? Kasi pera yan.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yes.
I know for a fact how hard it is because I've been there. Pero if you are employed and put in an extra 3-4 hours of work, kahit getting on the putyo-putyo muna na clients, okay lang yun kasi ang kinukuha mo naman talaga doon is experience. Ang trajectory mo dito is kahit ba $5 ang nakuha ko project na to, sabihin na lang natin nakuha mo is tanggal ng at a, diba? $5. Ang unang na ano mo dito is, uy, pwede kumita online. Second is, uy, may nagtiwala sa akin, diba? Aminin natin, especially, we always think of ourselves as the service providers. Pero isipin mo sarili mo, ikaw bilang kliyente, would you send money, $2,000, $3,000 to a person that you have no idea at all who that person is? Diba? It's like saying, syempre mga taga Nigeria, shout out dyan. It's like telling this Nigerian prince na I trust you, ito yung $3,000 and I know bibigay mo sa akin $10,000. Diba?
Yeah.
So, yun, kung nag-uumpisa ka, tiyagain mo muna yung trabaho mo. Kung wala kang trabaho, maghanap ka muna agad ng trabaho mo.
Yeah.
Something that will sustain you muna. Okay?
Yeah.
So sabi ko lagi naman, kung tiyaga-tiyaga lang, taste can wait. Okay? Huwag ka muna magpag-grab-grab. Itlog-itlog lang muna kainin mo. Tiyagain mo lang muna. Wala namang nakakaalam eh. Di mo mapopost sa social media na, guys, itlog ulam ko ha. Diba? Premium nga pala akong freelancer. Diba? For those naman ng Batikan, kung Batikan ka na, the best thing that you should be doing right now is start opening up opportunities for your clients, especially past clients. Okay? Start to think with an investor mindset. Okay? So, halimbawa ako, ang past client ko is copywriting client yon, di ba? Ang market niya is real estate, di ba? So, may money now naman ako, may pera naman ako, nagsusustento naman sa akin, di ba? Sa other clients, sasabihin ko, halimbawa, hey Chris, it's been a while. I just wanted to check in on you, diba? I've been thinking about you and seeing that there's this opportunity that we might be hitting. It's getting more deals from your past clients. Would you be interested to talk more about it? Diba? Hindi mo na siya pinag-isip na, uy, ano kaya pwede kong gawin para sa'yo na babayaran mo ako? Kasi the last thing that people want to do, especially mga kliyente na to, is ako pa mag-iisip kung paano kita papakainin. Diba? Kaya nga diba yung tinatanong mo, uy, anong gusto mo kainin? Gigil na gigil tayo kasi hindi nga natin alam kung ano yung gusto nga natin isagot. So going back, sabi mo lang, pero present a specific opportunity. Now, if that specific opportunity doesn't work, then you ask them, what else do you have in mind? Diba? So there's that effort on your end bilang batikang freelancer na nakita ng client na, uy, pinapresenta ng opportunity pero hindi. Sige, let me reciprocate. And sige, sagutin ko na, actually, ito nga yung problema ko eh. Tipong ganun. Baka ito pwede mo akong tulungan. Yun. So have that investor mindset. Don't think of these people na, ay, pera agad yan, ganito. Yun. So I think, and give them a win first. Kung kaya mo silang bigyan ng sample. So right now, lately lang, i-roll out namin to sa authority circle na students namin. So what we're going to do is start off with a sample, a sachet, and then subscribe. So yun a sample muna, pero you don't give out samples. We call it giving out samples of patron. You don't give out samples ng patron sa kanto ng sa kanto ng recto o kaya ligarda, di ba? Pasensya na sa mga tropa dyan, di ba? Pero pag ikaw tumayo dyan at hawak-hawak mo yung bote ng patron mo at magbibigay ka ng sample, dudumugin ka, okay? After nun, kukuyugin ka pa. Gagalit pa sila sa'yo kasi ubos na yung sample mo, nabitin sila. At nung sinabi mong bibilhin nila yung bote ng patron na paninda mo, 3,000, magagalit sa'yo. Sabi sa'yo, PI, GAGO mo ba kami? Mag-empilite na lang kami. Diba? So, hawak mo yung bote ng patron, yun yung sample mo, diba? Kung ano man yung freelancing skill mo, tapos, pumwesto ka kung saan nakaka-afford yung mga tao. Sa ang Facebook group, private Facebook groups, ideally paid Facebook groups, diba? Magbigay ka ng sample. Sa 10, baka 2 bumili sa'yo and say na, uy, gusto ko pa nito. May paninda ka ba nito? And then that's, diba? You give them a sachet version para meron lang small offer or they could go with the entire shebang. Subscribe to the entire thing na. So yun.
Thank you very much, Coach Niel, sa iyong time. At,
welcome, Rene. Rene, may napala ka naman. Baka naman wala kang napala.
Grabe na. Ano nga ako, na-fired up nga ako.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Alright, that is Niel Reichl, our freelancer of the week. Did you like the video? Just smash the like button. And if you want more freelancers of the week, just subscribe and click the notification bell. And tell me, who do you want next? Alright, this is Rene of Freelancer Philippines, and I'll see you at the next video.